I am not excited to go back to school. Oh my god, I love pumpkin spice latte season. Don't hate me, it's technically August, but with back to school coming around and it being my senior year at UBC, I had no choice but to let the fall content start rolling out as soon as I saw fit. If you're new here, I make lifestyle and personal growth focused content here on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. I do a little fashion and fitness as well, so make sure you're staying tuned on all my channels to keep up with me. Today we are filming a little back to school reset and we are going to be doing all the things I love. We're going to be planning, setting up a Notion page, getting some goals written down for the fall, getting really intentional about what we want to make this season of our lives. So grab your cozy drink of choice. I've got myself a little iced oat latte with some pumpkin cream cold foam. It is delicious, best fall drink in my opinion. And let's get right into the reset. So before we get into all the reset fun, the reflecting, the planning, the setting intentions, the scrolling Pinterest, the building the Notion page, we have to talk about the summer. We need to really assess what era we're in. I know for myself, I feel like I've really entered I'm not sure if I would say slower era of life, but I've kind of noticed over the past couple weeks, pretty much ever since I got home from the Taylor Swift concert, that I am needing to be a little bit more grounded in the present. It's hard for me to explain, but I am kind of over summer. Like, it's felt like a run-on sentence in the way that it's been so good. I've loved every minute of summer, but I feel like I've done it to death and I need something fresh and new. So it's like, I am excited for fall, I'm ready for change, but at the same time, I am not excited to go back to school. And that's because for myself personally, I feel like when I do go back to UBC, it's hard for me to get into it. As much as I do romanticize my life, it is tough knowing that I do have to put the rest of my life on hold. If this is the first video of mine you're watching, you may not know that I'm a nutrition and psych major at UBC. And as much as I love my degree and I love learning about nutrition and health and wellness and food and psychology and mental health and all those things, I am not planning on pursuing a direct career in that field. For those reasons, I sometimes struggle to invest so much time into school and commuting there and being there and studying and going to lectures because it's not really my top priority in my life anymore, which is super crazy because I used to be like the academic validation girly, straight A's or nothing, and my life has changed so much. I prioritize balance. I don't put school first anymore because it's not leading to a career, and I put my career path first. But at the same time, I've committed to my degree and I do want to finish it. I've put in 4 years. I've got 1 more year left and I do enjoy what I'm learning. I feel like university has been an invaluable experience and I'm so grateful that I've had the opportunity to go and learn about things I'm interested in, have a very diverse degree and flexible degree in the way that I can take pretty much any elective I want. So as much as I am excited for fall, I definitely say I'm nervous because I know that this is going to be one of my hardest years of university. I'm taking the most classes I've ever taken to finish my degree and wrap it up so I can get started on my career and the rest of my life. So I guess why I'm making this reset video today, and I'm kind of centering it around honoring the era of life you're in, because I feel like no matter what you do in life, there are just times where you are meant to focus on certain things. The universe has a plan for you and I feel like you should trust your timing. It doesn't mean you're completely surrendering, you're not going for your goals, you're not focusing on the things you want. You still are, but you're adapting to your current life circumstances, and that's really what resilience is all about. So this reset's really going to be centered around honoring the era of life you're in, romanticizing your life while still taking baby steps towards your goals, visualizing your dreams coming true, setting intentions that are realistic but are not selling yourself short, and honestly just living your best life in this current moment. I've set up the perfect little sanctuary for a reset. We've got our sunflowers for optimism. I've got one of my favorite fall candles. It's just got this like pumpkin-y, cinnamony, milky warmth smell. It's perfect for the vibes right now. So before we dive into what we want to emulate for fall, we obviously have to start thinking about what was summer like, what went well. We have to do our summer reflection, and that's actually one of my favorite things to do. And I'm actually really excited because I've been waiting to do this all week. I'm ready to move on from this stuck, stagnant energy and just get ready for the next season of life. So at this time, I would encourage you to pull up your summer goals. I've got my spring and summer 2023 Notion page up, and I'm looking through my big goals, my little goals, my focuses, if you remember from my UBC reset in the spring when I finished my spring semester. And what I want you to do here is just take a look at your goals, see how many you accomplished, get like a percentage. Instead of seeing that number as good or bad, I want you to think of that number as an alignment. Just looking over my goals, I had 11-ish things I wanted to do, and I would say that I completely finished 6 of them, crossed out 1 because it wasn't the right time, 3 I dabbled in, and 1 I didn't even touch. So I want you to think of that number of how many goals you completed, how many things you crossed off your bucket list, how many intentions you followed through as an alignment and not as good or bad. Because if you followed through with majority of the things on your list, it probably means that you were aligned with the era of your life you were in at the time. As you see, I accomplished majority of my big things I wanted to do this summer. So when I set those intentions, I was very aligned with the true era I was in at the time. This is why being intentional is so important, because sometimes when you don't accomplish the goals you want, it doesn't necessarily mean those goals aren't meant for you. It just may not be the right time in your life to be pursuing them head on. You always have to be thinking about in your life, what are your first priorities? What are the first things and why are you putting them first? Just looking at my summer Notion page I have here with my goals, my little bucket list things, I'm really satisfied. I'd say I probably was 80% of where I wanted to be. I think that I could have dabbled a lot more in decluttering, but a lot of my decluttering goals kind of got pushed into a later period of my life because the decluttering things I wanted to do, I wanted to turn my dining room into a content studio. That didn't really make sense for me until I finished school. I also wanted to redo my bedroom, and that also was another thing that didn't make sense. So those goals kind of got pushed to a later period of my life, and that is completely fine if that is happening to you as well. I think it's really important to have awareness about your current circumstances and the situation you are in, instead of putting so much pressure on yourself to push back against the resistance you are getting. I remember saying this to a friend, and I feel like this really applies, but why fight it? When the universe, your timing, or even you is feeling resistance towards something, don't fight it. There's a reason. That obviously is what is aligning with you at the time. And I feel like when you tap into those things, when you lean into how you feel, what your timing is saying, what the universe is showing you, your life aligns a lot better, and you're actually able to achieve the goals you want in a manner that works better for you at that time in your life. Trust yourself, trust your timing, trust the universe. Having said that, now reviewing your goals, I want you to grab your journal because we are going to do some reflection prompts, and you guys know me. I love a good journaling moment. I love when I have unbothered time to sit down and journal. Okay, so at this point when you've got your journal, these are the prompts we're going to be using to reflect on the summer and moving into fall/back to school. So first one, highlights of the summer. Write down all the best moments of the summer, whatever was a highlight for you. I know some of my highlights were making pesto pasta from scratch, going to the farmer's market, seeing the Eras tour in Seattle, just the best moments of the summer, whether that was accomplishing your goals, your favorite memories, or just feelings you had. Next one is themes of the summer. Now this is different than highlights. These are the things that kept coming back up in your life. For instance, something for me was having to take weekends off. I found that I was working a lot this summer, and don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for it. I'm glad I did it, but taking weekends off was something that kept coming back to me, and when I hit roadblocks, that was why I wasn't taking weekends off. So the reason why you want to write down the things that kept coming back up for you, those reoccurring themes in your life, they give you hints about what you need. It kind of plays into that whole don't fight it thing. When the universe shows you something, listen to it. Jot down some of those reoccurring themes in the summer, and that will give you a little bit of awareness of things you need to look out for going into the fall. fall, what can I improve on? So this is maybe like if you didn't follow through with certain goals because you weren't motivated to, or habits you've fallen off on, just the things that you know you can do better. Don't come at it from a place of I should have done this. Take should right out of there. Come from a place of self-love. I know this would make me feel better. I know that this is good for me. I know that when I do this, I feel this way and I love feeling that way. What I need more of, what I need less of, that is just taking it really specific. Like, what do you need more of? I need more sleep. What do you need less of? Overthinking. Just whatever the things are for you, reminding yourself that those are the things you need more and less of, and kind of using that as a way to guide yourself into your intentions for either back to school or the fall. Right now, I'm preparing for back to school. I'm going to be focusing on intentions for more back to school things, but I definitely will have some fall things in there too. So whatever you set your intentions for, make sure you're envisioning that era, because I'm going to be envisioning fall, but also my senior year at UBC. Also, when you do your intentions, make them super intentional and specific. When you have less intentions, you're able to cultivate a clearer vision for what you want. And I find that the universe is a lot more giving in the way that if you have a clear vision of what you want, you're able to receive it in an easier way. That's kind of what I found with my manifesting over the summer. It's been a little bit of a realization that less actually is more, because when you focus on less, you can receive more from those options. I also want you to think beyond just your goals for the fall. I want you to think about what are activities you want to do that will make you feel the way you want. Like for me, going to the pumpkin patch is something I've wanted to do for years and I haven't done it, and I really want to hold myself accountable and take myself to the pumpkin patch, get some cute photos, make a little moment for it. Also think about the vibe you want to have. I know that I need to be in a balanced era of my life. I want to be happy. I want to feel that my routines and the way I'm achieving my goals is sustainable for me, and I want to be very immersed in the present. So think about the vibes you want for the fall and how are you going to emulate them? That's what I want you to base your intentions around. Okay, grab your water, grab your journal, and grab your laptop if you haven't already, because now we are making our Notion page. You don't have to make a Notion page if you don't want to. You can make a page in your journal. You can make a page in a notebook or a diary, a scrapbook. But I tend to like using Notion because I feel like it's really easy to make edits along the way. You don't have to rip out a whole page if you don't want to, and you can add things in as you go. You can go about creating your fall 2023 Notion page in whichever way you want, but I kind of want to explain how I create mine. I start with writing down all the vibes I want to emulate in fall 2023, and I usually go back and edit this just to make sure it's super intentional. This is just like a little paragraph, kind of a listing off of things you want to like feel like, kind of energy you're embodying, nothing too crazy. Then I usually pick 4 to 5 focuses. These are going to be my main themes that I'm working on in the fall. These are also going to be what we base our goals and our bucket list off of. My 4 focuses are making the most of my senior year at UBC, healthy and present mind, body, soul, and energy, balance between personal and professional life, and quality over quantity / baby stepping the back end. So once my Notion page is set up, we can talk all about my goals and my bucket list for the fall. Our Notion page is almost complete, but we need some images to help us visualize the vibes for fall and how we are going to emulate the intentions we want to set for going back to school. So of course, I've got my iPad and we are going to do this like sleepover style, think 2000s girl movies. And we're going to be scrolling Pinterest, finding the most perfect images for our Notion page. And also you may want to bank some images you like for your fall vision board if you're doing one. As I said, and I've repeated many times throughout this video, I love to be intentional about the images I'm saving, the intentions I'm setting, the vibes I want to create. So grab your iPad, your phone, your laptop, whatever you're using, and let's get on Pinterest. Again, you can do this in any way, but when you're choosing images for either your Notion setup, your fall vision board, or both, remember to be intentional. I have found in the past when I pin things to my Pinterest boards, the less images I have on my Pinterest board, the more I feel like they become a reality because my energy is so focused. So what I did here is I took my 2023 board and I made 2 sections, one for all of fall and one for September. The September one I'm not really working on right now. This is a fall reset, so we're mainly focusing on the vibes for all of fall. And so I've been pinning different images that I feel like will reflect the fall I want to have and being really intentional. And sometimes I am choosing images that are similar because this will give me a similar vibe. Remember that less is more with this process and only choose images you love and that you really want to emulate in your own life. It's obviously been a few days. If you are taking a little bit longer to finish your seasonal or monthly reset, this is your sign that it is completely fine. I feel like a reset is something you don't want to rush. Me personally, it's taken me like literally all week to develop my Notion page, choose aligned images for what I want the fall to be, come up with fall goals that are aligned with me and what I'm doing in my life right now and what I actually want to happen, as well as choosing bucket list items that I think would be fun and great for the season. So give yourself time because you're not going to be able to come up with things just out of nowhere. A good reset takes a couple days to a week, maybe even longer if you need it. You really want to be intentional about the goals you're setting, the vision you're creating, and the bucket list you're building. Now that my Notion setup is finished and I'm clear on what my 2023 fall goals are, and I also have created a fall 2023 bucket list, I am so excited to share it with you. And don't forget to let me know what your goals are for the fall in the comments. So my fall 2023 goals. So this year I have 10 goals for fall. And one thing I was really intentional about was making sure they were aligned with my 2023 goals or just updating those as they needed to be updated. As we've talked about so many times throughout this video, it's so important that your goals are aligned with the area you're in. So here are some of my goals. The number one goal I have is being as present as possible. For me, I know I just need to be rooted in the present, and I know that that is going to carry me through both the good and bad times this season. So that is like one of my number one goals for me. The second goal, and these aren't in a particular order, by the way, they're just the order that they're written out in. So I'm just reading them literally off my Notion page. But the second goal is I want to absorb as much of my learning in my classes as I can. So I think one thing I'm really guilty of, and I think this does tie back into being present, I feel like I sometimes will be in class and I will be scrolling on my phone or Pinterest and I just won't be present. I really want to make sure I'm taking notes in class, which is like, I'd say I'm pretty good. Like it's probably like a 75-20 split, but I want to be taking notes in class and really absorbing the information that I'm getting in lecture because I feel like that is something I did this summer, and because of it, I didn't need to study that much, and I still got 2 A's. So that is something that's really essential, and I want to keep in for the fall. Okay, the third goal is going to be a little challenging. So I want to have an 80 plus average GPA this semester. So I'm already, I think, at an 80 plus GPA. So I really want to just maintain it. I do find when I am doing 4 classes, I do find that usually one class I won't do as well in, but I'm hoping that I can keep that 80 plus GPA up. Number 4, okay, this one is funny because I feel like I've talked about this so many times and it keeps falling through, but it's because I didn't have the vision. I wasn't aligned, and now I am. I want to do an old Hollywood rebrand of my bedroom, decluttering to only have things I love and make over my room to make it mine. Specifically here, I've got like the desk, the bookshelf, the walls. And the reason why I concluded to this goal was because I think throughout 2023, I've had goals related to my space. Like I only want to own things I love. I don't feel like I've delved into that goal as much as I want to. Additionally, I did want to originally redo my bedroom, but I redid my bedroom literally in 2020, and I feel like I haven't given it enough time to really even feel like it's my room. Like it's very unfinished, and I feel like I want to finish it. And if I don't like it in a year, then I will change it up, but I feel like I just need to let it become realized, like let the room be something before I just completely scrap the idea. Number 5, prioritizing my beauty sleep. So this is getting 8 hours of sleep and not slacking on my AM and PM skincare routine. I feel like my skincare is something that I'm good about if I'm going out in the day, but if I'm not going out, I feel like it does fall behind because I tend to do my skincare after my workout. So I really don't want to be slacking on that, and I want to keep up my SPF game because it's been so good this summer. Number 6, personal growth Vlogmas. Now, I don't know all the particulars, but I remember last year I really wanted to do Vlogmas, and a big part of why I wasn't able to do Vlogmas on TikTok last year was because I was so burnt out. So I'm hoping that I can do Vlogmas on TikTok this year because I did it in 2021, and that was kind of what kickstarted my TikTok account. So I really want to revisit it. I want to do like day in my life vlog style and just really dive into it. I feel like that'd be so fun. So doing some sort of like Vlogmas that's focused on like personal growth and like setting goals for the new year, because that is kind of like one of my biggest niches, like one of my biggest interests, and those are my videos that always do well. So I really do want to like tie the two things together, like my personal growth and lifestyle inspo with my vlogs. So I feel like that would be a really creative endeavor, but I feel like that would also benefit me a lot just terms of my business. But yeah, personal growth vlogmas is something I've been dreaming about, so I really want to do that this December. Then the next one, number 7, is focusing on putting out high quality content aligned with my niches that I am proud of on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube as often as I can without ghosting. To be honest with you, I don't know what any of my content platform schedules are going to look like. It'll probably take me all of September to figure out where I'm prioritizing my time across my social media channels, but I feel like Instagram is going to be the one I'm the most present on, and I feel like YouTube and TikTok may not have as much of a schedule, but it will really just depend on what I'm enjoying at the time. I try to give myself a lot of flexibility with my social media platforms, and even though that isn't the best for fast growth, I feel like it's best for community and long-term growth, if that makes sense. So that's kind of where I stand with my like whole social media strategy. I'm definitely in it for the long game and not just like trends. I definitely only focus on things that are aligned for me. So, and I just want to keep that up in the fall. I feel like I don't want to be stressed about creating because then I don't want to create. I just want to create and enjoy it. Number 8, prioritizing balance at all times to maintain my happiness and mitigate stress. So I feel like that's kind of a given, and I feel like that like I said, these aren't in order, but that is probably one of my main goals. It's kind of along with being present. Maintaining balance is so important to me, and that is something that I have struggled with on and off while I'm in school because, you know, I definitely used to have that like overachiever academic validation mindset, and I definitely don't want to go back into that, and I don't want to be on the other side of that with like hustle culture with social media. So I feel like having balance like for my entire life between like school, social media, and like my actual lifestyle, between like going out with my friends and spending time with friends and family and like having a social life, but also doing personal things for me and my hobbies. I think that that is kind of what I mean when I talk about balance. And I think a lot of the day in my life vlogs that I will be filming on TikTok will talk about that more than school, because I personally feel like in the whole college blogger niche, there needs to be more talk about balance. I feel like studying and burnout and overachiever syndrome and academic validation is overhyped and it's kind of toxic. So it's not for me. So check out my TikTok if you are more aligned with a balanced lifestyle, because that is where I'm at. Number 9, becoming my most confident, authentic, unapologetic it girl icon self. This one kind of stems from fall in general, because fall fashion is something I love fall fashion. I feel like fall is a season where I have always kind of stepped into my power, and I never used to be a fan of fall until I started paying attention to how I feel in the fall. I usually get on a great routine. I love the fashion. I love the pumpkin spice everything. I love all the little holiday things. So I'm really excited about that and just like getting organized. And I really do want to level up my confidence. I feel like that is something that I've been working on all year throughout 2023. I started working on like my mindset and just becoming more positive in general. And I feel like I really do want to tap back into that like confident it girl energy, because I definitely had that going on in the winter. So I definitely want to tap back into that. Then my last goal, we could not make it through 10 goals without talking about fitness. So my 10th goal is continue putting effort into the gym and working out 4 to 5 days a week, stretching and getting in 30 minutes of movement daily to get into the best sustainable shape of my life. As you can see, I like really specific goals, but I choose to be more specific in terms of words and how I feel instead of results. Personally, I felt like that is one of the best ways to become satisfied with your goals. And sometimes you just can't put a number on a feeling. And I think that is so important to talk about. I kind of chose 4 to 5 days because right now, that's kind of what it's felt like is going to be sustainable for me in the fall. I could be wrong. I could be working out a little bit more than that, but I think at least going into September, I am going to be needing to take a little bit of I don't want to say a step back from the gym, but I think it will take me time to navigate working out in a physical gym at UBC, but also working out at home. I am still doing Sammy Clark's Power Pilates program, and I have a week left of that, so that will be great for the first week of September. And then afterwards, I know I'm gonna buy a gym membership at UBC this term, and I know that I'll probably have to work out at the gym on Wednesdays, so I do kind of know like a little bit of a schedule, but that is gonna be something that comes into play when I start at school. So stay tuned for that when I do my week in my life vlogs. Now we have my fall bucket list. Now, just a disclaimer, these are just things I want to do because they're going to be fun. This isn't a goal. These are just for my own enjoyment, and I'm not even done really making this list. Like, I will probably add things as I go along, but these are the main things that I could think of that I was really excited about. So we've got mindful fall leaves moment with Sydney. Sydney's my German Shepherd puppy, and he's actually almost 7, so I really need to stop calling him a puppy, but he's still a puppy to me, and he loves the leaves. Like, sometimes I'll like kick them up with my feet and he'll chase them. So I really just want to take some time to go on walks with my dog throughout the fall. I feel like he will really enjoy it, and it'd be nice for myself to bond with him. And you actually get a rush of dopamine from hanging out with your puppy. Oh wait, it might be serotonin. No, it's oxytocin. I'm mixing up my neurochemicals, but you actually get a hit of oxytocin when you hang out with your furry friends. So keep that in mind. Then I want to do a Vancouver library visit. Okay, and now I don't mean just any Vancouver library. Vancouver has a very beautiful library downtown that kind of looks like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, like Roman Colosseum kind of vibes. It's very beautiful, and I've never been, and I actually have a family member that works there, so I have to go. I want to do a study date there. I have the Morgan Wallen concert, and so I actually already have tickets to this, but it's more that I want to create a whole vibe with the outfit. Like, I want to do a denim on denim moment. I'm thinking a denim vest, some cowgirl boots, my cow print cowgirl hat. You guys will definitely see an Instagram picture, so make sure you're following. Thanksgiving dessert. I am the baker in my family, and not just my family, like my brother and my mom and my dad, like my extended family always relies on me for the desserts. So I will be baking something for Thanksgiving dinner. If you have ideas, please drop them in the comments below because I feel like I've done it all. Then I want to explore the Vancouver Art Museum, another place I've never been, and I feel like I'm really getting into art and different forms of creativity as of recently. And I recently went to this Monet exhibit at the PNE, and it was so immersive and gorgeous, and I was reading some of the French quotes because I can read French, I just can't speak it, but I really want to get back into like just admiring my city, but B, different forms of art that isn't just like social media or, you know, poetry, like kind of beyond that, like physical art. So I'm really excited to explore that. Then I've got pumpkin patch moment, and I'm actually really excited about this because I've always wanted to go to the pumpkin patch. I feel like I finally have the friendships in my life where I can just like ask one of my best friends, like, hey, do you want to do this? We do it. We make a whole photo moment for our social media, and I'm really excited because I feel like that has been something I've been wanting for a long time. Definitely looking forward to doing that and making it happen this year because I've been wanting to do this probably for 2 years now. 1989 listening moment. So if you know me, 1989, Taylor's version is coming out October 27th. 1989 is the album I resonate with most, and I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but I definitely do resonate with like her moving to New York. This was like her it girl, Victoria's Secret fashion show era. So I feel connected to it in a way, and I feel like this is when Taylor Swift really took the world by storm. She really asserted herself as an artist by making the country to pop switch, and I just feel like that is the energy I need in my life right now. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. I'm trying to step into my 1989 era with the whole it girl thing. So I definitely want to like romanticize that album coming out, maybe have like a little dinner party, do something with the girls, not sure yet, but I definitely want to make it a big deal just for fun. Create a sick Halloween costume. Now, you know me, I love fashion, and I have to have a fun Halloween costume. I do have some ideas, and I'm not gonna drop them in the video yet, but I have some ideas that are kind of aligned with some trends that have been going around this year. So I'm sure you can figure it out. If you've seen any of my content this summer, you probably know what I'm thinking. But I am extremely excited for Halloween. I kind of want to do like a individual costume, like just me. And then I also want to do a group costume. And they are kind of related themes wise, but We'll see. It's always so hard to do group costumes. Then I want to make a butternut squash recipe. I love butternut squash. I love butternut squash soup, pasta. Like, butternut squash is just one of my favorite vegetables. I just love squash in general. So hoping to make a butternut squash recipe. I want to see a movie in the theater. I started going to more movies last year, and honestly, I've kept it up in 2023. So many amazing movies have come out this year that I personally loved, and they've just like connected me back to my childhood and my interests, my hobbies, the things I love. So I kind of want to keep that energy up if there's like a movie I'm interested in seeing. And the last one I have on my list is Taylor Swift Chai Spice Sugar Cookies. I'd love to try making her sugar cookie recipe. I've heard so many good things about her chai cookies, and they also come with like an eggnog glaze. So I felt like that was like the perfect way to transition in like Christmas and holiday baking. I don't have any Christmas related things on the bucket list just because I'll probably end up making a holiday themed bucket list later in the year. But that is everything on my bucket list, and I'm so excited for fall, and I honestly just can't wait to get into school and pull out all my sweaters and wear my Ultra Platform mini Uggs. So I'm very excited, and thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to leave your goals and your bucket list items in the comments below. I'd love to bond with you guys about what your goals are and keep you accountable through my YouTube videos, my TikToks, my Instagram content, because I love creating a bunch of content on different platforms, and I try to tap on different notes with everything, like so you're not just getting duplicates of the same type of content on different platforms, like you're getting its own unique spin and flavor. So definitely make sure you check out my other channels. Thank you so much for watching, and I cannot wait to take fall by storm with you. I cannot wait to step into our it girl energy and just glow up again, become the best versions of ourselves in this new season of life. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one.
And to think that for you I would have put it all on hold. Now I'm playing in the sand till it turned to gold.